Alright, what's up gang? Today we're going to be talking about this video that I saw in my recommended. Basically, it's this teacher that fucked a student.
That's all, folks.
I've done that joke at least 5 times now, I'm going to cut it out. But anyways, here's the first clip.
An angry father confronting the woman who allegedly sexually abused his 13-year-old son.
You are a monster. You are a pedophile. You're a child molester. Do you understand me?
On the other end of that phone call, Brittany Zamora, their son's 6th grade teacher at Las Brisas Academy Elementary School in Goodyear, Arizona.
Why do you say that?
Oh, see, I'm a lot smarter than you.
Not long after, Zamora was arrested.
This officer has a body cam on him as well.
The 27-year-old pulled over and put in handcuffs, charged with sexual abuse after allegedly carrying on a secret relationship with one of her students.
Yeah, so we're starting this video off strong. Basically, you know, just normal everyday stuff. You know, your dad calls your teacher because they hit you from the back. So one thing I want to point out about this clip that I think is pretty funny is the way that the teacher responds to what the dad is saying. She literally just says, well, why would you say that? Like, look, what the fuck are you talking about? The dad's not stupid. He can obviously clearly tell what happened with you and his son. I hate it whenever people play dumb. I don't know if that's just me, but it's just a really big pet peeve of mine whenever people play dumb like that.
It wasn't that trove of handwritten notes that would uncover the alleged abuse. Instead, the boy's parents discovered illicit cell phone conversations by using a free app called Century.
I don't know how stupid you have to be as a teacher to decide that you're gonna fuck a student or in any way talk to a student inappropriately. I remember I had this one teacher in 6th grade. She told this story about how there was this kid that really needed like a 2-minute ride or something like that. Like they urgently needed one for like a really good reason, and they asked her and she literally couldn't drive them because her driving around that student could be seen as like an inappropriate relationship with a student, which is obviously ridiculous, but you know, that just shows how strict these rules are. And to throw away your entire career, your entire life just to have sex with a child is fucking crazy to me. And to do it this poorly too. You literally made notes. You wrote notes. And you didn't even like shred them. You didn't even try to get rid of them. You just had them in your desk or whatever. The police found them. You weren't being slick at all. Not to mention that, but you're also gonna text the kid on their phone. Like, what were you thinking? They're like 13. I think people like this really shouldn't be able to have careers, and I don't think that's a hot take at all. The fact that she was able to get through all of teaching school and, you know, get through all of these different tests and even just have like the dream to become a teacher and get through all of that and then finally become a teacher and throw that all away instantly just so that way she could fuck a kid is crazy to me. How stupid do you have to be? It didn't even seem like she tried to hide it at all. She's just openly doing it. She's more than happy to do this, you know, it's completely fine. And then the second the police pull her over, she acts all big sad and she plays dumb on the phone with the dude's dad. The funny part about all of this is she's married, so it's not like she's just completely alone and has to resort to the last option. She has a husband, like the husband's in her life, and she's just, that's not enough for her. She needs to have 2 dudes on her, one of them being 13.
The parents in this case did all the right things. They had an open and honest dialogue with their child. They monitored their child's cell phone usage. They realized that something was very different with their child, and they immediately contacted both the school and the police department.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I agree with a lot of what this girl was saying, but if I'm gonna keep it real with you, I do think in most scenarios, it's not very cool to look through your kid's cell phone and, you know, check up on everything that they're possibly doing. Obviously, this situation makes it really hard to kind of make that argument. I feel like this is kind of a 1 in a million. I do think the parents still did the right thing, and I do think in most scenarios, it is technically the right thing to do to look out for your kid on their, you know, phone or whatever, but the way I look at it is like, my mom wouldn't want me scrolling through her phone and seeing everything she's ever uploaded onto the internet, and I think it's completely reasonable to trust your kid enough to, you know, have an electronic and know what to do with it and not do stupid things on it, and if they do, I can understand checking it, but that's kind of off topic. I just wanted to say that, but that is a really hard argument to put up in this situation.
This case, part of a disturbing reality. The U.S. Department of Education estimates that 4.5 million students, or 1 in 13, experienced sexual misconduct at the hands of a school employee sometime between kindergarten and 12th grade.
I'm not gonna lie, that statistic shocked me. If that is actually true, which I don't know why the fuck they'd lie, it's probably true. That's crazy to me. Like, I've never heard of anybody besides in like TV or on the news. I've never met a kid or met a kid who's met a kid that has ever had like a sexual or even like a little bit inappropriate relationship with a teacher. But I guess that just kind of goes to show you that these people that seem so innocent or whatever, they're not always what they seem seem to be. That blew my mind, I'm gonna be honest. And again, it's just kind of that absolute, like, dumbassery. Like, you're gonna throw away your entire career as a teacher. You're probably gonna fuck up your relationship with your family. If you have a relationship, any sort of marriage, that's over. You're probably going to have to put that you're a sex offender if you get caught. Why would you throw all of that away? I don't get what goes through these people's brains. I don't understand how they were smart enough to get through all of teaching school. You really gotta be like EDP levels of down bad to even consider doing something like this. I mean, I gotta ask, like, what went wrong with your parents? Like, what went wrong where you even a little bit thought of this idea? Like, I'm struggling for words here because this is just so stupid. I don't understand why somebody would throw away everything for this. You're going to get caught. You are literally talking to children. Children can't keep their mouth shut. They're not going to. And you should know that. You're going into it that shouldn't even be a question. If you're gonna fuck a student, you're gonna get caught. Like, that's the price you pay. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no, well, maybe I get caught. The only person that didn't get caught was Jeffrey Epstein, and he got caught eventually.
Culturally, we have this misconception if someone's a hot teacher and it's a young boy, this is something they want, and that it's a positive. And that, in fact, is not the case. Studies show that a violation of trust, especially when it's a teacher, can be very damaging psychologically. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with what she's saying when it comes to, like, that situation can be very bad on a kid, and I'm not discrediting that at all, and I 100% agree, but I do think you have to realize that the people who think that, like, if you have, like, a hot teacher, and there's, like, 12 and, like, 9-year-olds who are thinking about that, they're not thinking about that statistic where it's, like, what happens after that power dynamic. They're just thinking, me see hot girl, me likey. Like, that's why that statistic's made, and I don't think it's really, like, that crazy for a kid to think that, I'm gonna be honest with you. But yes, it actually happening and it going through, and that would probably be terrible for a kid mentally and, like, just emotionally. And she's kind of framing this like it's something that people push onto those kids. Like, it's a thought that people make those kids think. I don't really think that. I think that those kids just, again, see a hot teacher, and, like, I think it would be the same situation if they saw, like, a girl at Starbucks or something like that. I just think, I don't know, that point kind of sounded boomer to me, but that's, I get what she's saying, I get what she's trying to say, okay? I don't know why I'm trying to justify it, but that's just, I think it's kind of weird.
A 35-year-old teacher who had sex with a 13-year-old 6th grader sentenced to 80 days in prison.
This clip makes me mad way more than it probably should. Again, that whole thing where you throw away your entire life to, you know, do this with a 6th grader, but then the fact that she got 80 days in jail, that is criminal. That is terrible. 80 days? Are you serious? 80 days? That's it? I don't mean to get, like, crazy political right now, but 100% if that was a dude who slept with a 6th grade girl, oh my god, he would be in jail for life. He'd probably be in jail for 20 years at least. I'm not trying to, like, again, get political, but, like, let's be honest here. There's absolutely no way you would get 80 days if it was a dude in this situation. I just think that's fucked. 80 days? Now I get it. Now I get why the teachers do it. They just see, oh, I'll only get 80 days. I'll be fine. It's no biggie.
A surprise ending in the case against a Florida teacher who had sex with a student.
In 2004, 23-year-old Deborah LaFave was busted in Florida for having sex with a 14-year-old student. She pleaded guilty to less serious offenses and served no time in jail.
Oh my fucking god. I can't, like, I'm cut out. The background music's gone, okay? The gameplay, gone. Listen to me. This is fucked up. She got nothing. No time. All she had to say was that she was a sex offender. What the fuck? I didn't expect this video to go like this. I thought we were gonna be talking about the situation with the kid, not this absolute brain rot story that I just heard. I can't even.
And I said, "Hi, Miss Mora," and then she texted back, "Hi," and then we just, like, started texting.
But he says the messages kept up and soon turned explicit.
I don't remember how it got, like, really intense, but we would, like, flirt and, like, say, like, she would, like, be like, "Oh, MG, I love you," and I would tell her I love her too. And then she was, like, talking about how she wanted to do stuff with me, and I would tell her that I wanted to do that too. And she was all like, "Let me come over so I can show you how much I love you." And she was all like, where is your grandparents' house?" I'm like, "Oh, in Tolleson." And then she's like, okay, send me the address, because her husband was fishing.
Another crazy aspect of this story is the fact that, like, again, she has a husband and she's cheating on her husband, and then in the phone call later, the husband defends her. The husband defends his wife for not only cheating on him behind his back, but with a child. How good must it be, bro? It can't be. She's giving it to a third. It can't be that good. Absolute fucking degeneracy. This video is probably starting to get long, but to wrap it up, basically, at the end of it, they ended up fucking in the car and having, like, the teacher gave her mouth to cock, okay? That's what we're gonna